You are not broken. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why I truly believe that that is true. Hi, my name is Martin, and I'm here to support you, to share with you my stories, my learnings from my own experiences, with the hope to inspire you that you take charge of your own life, that you start feeling that hope that life can actually be the way that you want it to be, and that you live a self-led life. All right, let's dive into today's topic, and that is, if you feel you are broken, it is not the truth. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've been there. I've been there so many times, I can't even count it, where I felt I was broken, where I felt I was like on the ground and there was no way to rise up again, to feel joy ever again in my life. I felt that multiple times. The last time that happened was just a few months ago after a relationship ended that I thought is or had the potential to become something so incredibly beautiful. In that moment, I felt so crushed. I felt so shattered to pieces, like my soul was ripped apart. And I'm not saying this like for clickbait or whatever. I'm saying this because it's the truth. That's how I felt. I saw it like when I looked into myself, when I looked into my future, I just saw darkness. There's nothing, no bit of light that I could see for my future, for myself, even the present moment. Nothing brought me joy. And I just felt like, what is going on? Like, is that it? Is that what life is about? I felt so broken inside of me. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I was utterly wrong. I was not broken. I was being prepared to rise. I was being prepared to take charge of myself on a level that I've never done before, to treat myself in ways I've never done before, to heal parts of myself that I thought they didn't even exist. I wasn't even aware of them. So what I figured is that the moments where we feel broken are the moments where we have an incredible potential to change our lives, to take charge of our own lives, not being dictated by someone else. Even if it feels like that right now, it's the opposite, like you're being left by someone that you are in love with. You might say like, well, I didn't choose that, they left me, so they did it. Well, it's not about what happened to you, it's about what you make out of it. If you give away the responsibility of your own life, of how you feel, what you experience, and give that to other people, then you will never live a self-led life. You will always be at the mercy of other people. And even though I might not know you, I know that this is not what you want. So it's truly incredible to take charge of your own life. And I'm going to share with you a few things that I've been doing, and I also did it in the past in other situations where I just feel utterly broken. And it really always helped me to find hope again, to find that kind of light at the end of the tunnel. Not by looking on the outside, but looking within and creating that light for myself again. So the first thing, well, it's like a pre thing, is feel it to heal it. If you've watched my videos lately, I've mentioned it so many times because we tend to suppress our emotions. We tend to ignore them. We're like, I'm going to deal with it later. It's too overwhelming. I don't want to do it. But the problem is if we suppress it, In the word suppression, there's the word pressure. If we suppress it, we create internal pressure. And over time, if you continue pushing it down, pressing it down, it's going to create an incredible amount of pressure, of pain, and it's just going to be too much. At one point, it's like that pot where you kind of like put a lid on it, and then they have like this little thing where the pressure can leave. I have no clue what it's called, but if you put like a lot of stuff in there, and then you just turn on the heat, and you never release that pressure, it's gonna explode. The same with our emotions, with our internal kind of state of being. If we just keep adding pressure and suppressing it, at one point we're gonna explode or implode. Exploding is like when the emotions just become too much and we just have like a complete mental breakdown. It can happen. If we implode, like it happened to me in 2018, it became like a burnout. It became a complete burnout where I just didn't care anymore. Everything, like I was completely shut off from my emotions. I didn't feel anything anymore. I was day drinking. I didn't care about like my job. I didn't care about what's going on in life. I was just going through the motions, but I didn't have any kind of capacity of emotions anymore. I was seeking out a therapist. I had a really amazing circle around me of people who supported me. So I went through that kind of journey by having people that were really there for me. But I needed to feel it, to feel the pain, to go deep within me and actually look at what is going on within me, and then let it out. Let myself feel the anguish, the pain, the devastation, the heartbrokenness, or whatever it's called. Like, I had to feel it. And since the beginning of this year, that's what I've been doing. Like just a couple days ago, yesterday, I did a somatic breath work ceremony. And the amount of emotion that came out, it was just like I was kicking, I was punching, I was screaming. It was like a lifetime of pain that was just released. And afterwards, I just felt weird. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel bad. It was just like weird, a weird state. I was like, what is going on? And today I woke up and I was like, wow, I feel so much lighter. There's certain things that don't bother me that much or not at all anymore. Certain things I'm not thinking about it. I just felt like a release because I let go of a lot of unresolved pain, a lot of unresolved emotions. Now, it's not a one-time thing. As I shared in one of my other videos, it's a process. So the first step is really feel it to heal it, because once you feel it and process it, once you grieve that loss or whatever you're going through that creates that kind of emotion, it creates the space for something new. It creates the space for you to be able to implement what I'm about to share. So if you're going through the grieving process, the healing process, I'm going to put I think it's up here or up here, I'm going to put like a link to one of my videos where I talk about the healing process and a few things that you can implement to really dive into that process of deep healing. All right, so once you feel it and once you process the emotions, there's a thing that I love to do, and that is look into the future. Look into the future that you want to create. You cannot really do it while you're grieving, while you are in that darkness. It's very, very difficult. Like in the past, I always tried to create like a vision, and when I was working with people, I was more into like create a vision, like no matter what you feel basically, but create a vision where you can look forward to it, where you can really start diving into that. But through the experience I had in the beginning of the year during the breakup, I was like, vision? fuck that. Like I don't care about a vision. I don't care about the future. I care about now and right now. It hurts. I want to be with that person who's not here anymore. So I had to heal that part of me. That kind of like all those emotions. I had to deal with it. I had to accept it. And I had to really be present with myself. Now I got to a point where I feel excited to create a vision again, to look into the future, to look into like a year from now, a few years from now, or even like a month from now. But how did that start? It started with, how do I want to spend my day? What do I want to experience today? If you cannot do like the full day, just take a couple hours. What do you want to experience in the next couple hours? What can you do for yourself that makes you feel better? That makes you feel more relaxed, more peaceful, more joyful, more excited, or whatever emotion you would want to experience that day. You can take small steps. I did it with the day. Like, how do I want to feel at the end of the day looking back? So what I always say when creating a vision, it's you have to kind of figure out where are you right now. Basically, you know that because of what you're going through and the healing process that I suggest you do before creating that kind of vision. And you have to really figure out where are you right now. Because if you don't know where you are, it's kind of like ordering a taxi. You just say, pick me up. They're going to ask where, and you're like, I don't know. Just find me. Same with goals. If you just create goals, but you don't know where you are right now, you don't know how to navigate towards those goals. And I know this might sound a little bit away from what I mentioned in the beginning about like being broken, but I'm going to get to it. So stick with me. When you create a vision and you start with like, where are you right now? That is like the current reality. That's the current situation that you might be going through. But the thing is, there's a law, it's the law of polarity. It means there's like, if there's darkness, there is light. If there's tall, there's short. If there is sadness, there is happiness. Like, there's a polarity of all things. So when you feel broken in this moment, that also means there is a version of you that feels the exact opposite. But you have to create that version of yourself. It's not just going to appear out of thin air. So creating a vision is the first step to go from where you are right now to feeling different, to feeling joyful again, to feel like the life is, or the life that you want to create is actually possible. And when you go into the future, really look at all kinds, like all areas of life, relationships, hobbies, health, work, career, money, personal development, mindset, like all those things. Look at all areas of life. I have an exercise that I always use in my coaching. It's called the Wheel of Life. You can look it up online. It's an incredibly powerful tool if you use it for creating a vision. So figure out, where are you right now? Where do you want to go? The second thing that you can do, and I love doing that on a regular basis when I work on like creating my vision and diving into that process, which like I said, I'm restarting that right now. But I've done it in the past multiple times, and it just felt fantastic. And that is, you can do an exercise. Either you meditate and visualize, or you write a letter. So with the meditation or visualization, it's when you take from step one, the vision that you have, you start visualizing it, but not just like with no emotions, but really connect to it. Feel into it as if that was already the reality. The way you think, the way you feel, smell, like really create that movie in your mind as if it was reality right now. because our subconscious cannot differentiate between what is happening on the outside and what is happening and being imagined by us within our mind. And that is going to create new neural pathways. It's going to create new, like the brain structure kind of basically changes, and it's going to turn you step by step into the version that you want to become. And that leads into step number 3, which is act as if you were already that version, that future self. Instead of the meditation, I forgot to mention that, instead of the meditation, you can also write a letter. You can write a letter from your future self, the version that you want to create, to your current self. And I would suggest that you start writing, and like you start the first sentence, "Dear," then you insert your name. "I'm so excited to share with you," and then continue writing. And really write down all the amazing things that happened, but write it in the present tense, not in the future tense or in the past tense, but really in the present tense, as if that future self of you were experiencing that right now. And then read that letter every day. Read it, read it, read it, because that is also like you can visualize with that letter. You can even use that for the meditation then, or visualization. And it's kind of like an affirmation that you are priming your mind for the amazing future that you are creating. So now back to step 3, which is act as if it's already reality. You have to do the internal process first. If you don't do the internal process, the steps that I mentioned before, it's not going to work. It might work for a short time, but the thing is, with our subconscious mind, if we are programmed to think and act in a different way, then it's not going to, just doing or changing something on the outside is not going to be long lasting. So you have to do the internal process first to prime yourself, and then acting based on the internal shift that you're experiencing. And once you get to the step 3, don't do everything at once. Just take like 1 or 2 things. Like, let's say your future self that you're creating is working out 3 times a week. Start implementing that. Even if it's 1 time a week, if you're not working out right now, if it's 1 time a week, that's great. That's already a step towards that version that you want to create for yourself. If that version of yourself is looking in the mirror in the morning and looking for things that you appreciate about yourself, start doing that. If you don't feel it in this moment where you like look in the mirror and you say, "Oh, you're beautiful," and you're like, I don't believe that, then you can start as like a few steps before that and say, "I'm learning to look at you and say that I love you," or I'm learning to looking at you and appreciate you, to see you as beautiful. Step by step, start slowly if you feel resistance to like the full-blown version of the future self. So start slowly. There's no rush. Do not rush. If you rush, that is usually a sign of lack. If you're in lack mentality, that means you are not accepting what's currently happening, then you are resisting also your dreams, because resistance is not going to bring anything closer to you. It's going to push further away because of the negative emotions that you are creating. So to recap, before you start those 3 steps, I recommend that you first grieve, that you feel the pain, feel it to heal it. Go through that healing process. It might take weeks, it might take months, but you have to go through it. Then the first step that I shared in this video is to create that vision. Create a vision. Start by, where are you right now? How do you want to become? What do you want to experience? Go into the emotions, go into the thoughts, beliefs, everything. Like really go into also self-image to create in your mind the version of yourself that you want to become. Then either meditate, visualize, or write a letter from your future self to you in order to prime your mind and to start feeling it and embodying what you want to create. And then the last step is to start implementing a few aspects of that new version of yourself into the current moment and start step by step growing into the version that you want to become. All right, going back to why are you not broken? Because if something is broken, you cannot fix it. But out of own experience, I can promise you that if you feel that you feel broken, that you feel lost, that you feel like shattered to pieces, you can fix yourself by healing, by creating hope again, by taking charge of your own life, by taking responsibility to start living the way that you want to live, not depending on other people or other situations to do it for you. And I compare it kind of to like a phoenix rising from the ashes. A phoenix has to die, it literally like burns before the rebirth, before it's stronger, more powerful, more beautiful. It's dying before that happens. The same is with ourselves. When we feel broken, you can see it, it's your choice. You can stay stuck in that feeling of being broken, or you can make the choice of saying, okay, this is my opportunity to let go of my old self, to let my old self go up into like flames, and through the ashes, basically through the ashes of what's happening right now, like your life might be burning right now, but through those ashes, you're gonna rise stronger, more beautiful, more powerful than ever before. It is a choice that you can make. And I ask you, please do not give up. And please, please, please rise from the ashes. Rise from the ashes like a phoenix, and you will soar, you will fly, and you will live the life that you want to live. All right, this is it. This is it from me today. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Also comment below, and I hope to see you in the next video. All right, bye. And also, as always, lots of love and big hug.